you for joining me today on this little project. This is a rocker swivel recliner. I'm not sure if there's much to say at the moment, but I'm going to get on and take it apart and we'll discuss what needs to be discussed as we go through. So let's get on with it. This is the cover, and what I've done here is I wrote inside arm. I just cut wrong sides together so I know that I've got a pair. Here I'm doing the outside arm. I've measured the fabric across and folded it and running the bottom, which is straight across just up from the selvage. I'm going to secure that in key points because I've got to move the fabric around when I cut it because I don't really have very much space today. Before I do cut it out, I will be putting the inside arm above here on this folded fabric. And then I know I've got two inside and two outside arms cut. I've got this all lined up. Again, I'm going to pin this into place most of the way around just to hold it. I don't want it slipping. I've dropped the top of here about ½ inch because some of this isn't as straight as it could be, but by the time it gets a little ways down, it is. Here, I'm going to smush all of these pieces together like that. Those are all in line. You can see where all the cuts are. Straighten that out just slightly and start pinning this into position. Although I'm going to cut in, I'm not going to cut in exactly like this, but close to, because what I have noticed is that different fabrics react differently. Now this is cut out like this, which I'm going to do because that's where the screws for the base go in. I had to take the whole base off. I have here the fabric for the piping. I cut it 1.5 inches wide. The pile goes down and I always try to get the pile to go in the same direction. I've got it on the longest stitch and I'm going to just fold that over here and sew it into place. Now I've made sure that I've got some really long pieces to go along the tops of the arms of this chair because there's quite a bit of wear and tear on that area. This is the inside arm. I'm just going to start at the bottom front face, pop that into here like this. Not all the way to the bottom because I think a lot of that folds under if I remember rightly. I'm going to follow this up, raw sides together. When I sew the piping in, I always use the longest stitch. I am able to curve this around because I did cut it on the bias and it's a loose weave fabric. I'm going to keep the bottom fabric at ½ inch distance because when I pull this around, the flange gets a little bit shorter. Not by much, but enough to be a problem. And into place. I'm just coming into the back here. I need to finish this along the back edge of this piece that's going in. I'm going to undo about ½ inch or thereabouts. This gets sewn across, so I don't want that piping in there. I want that about 3/4 inch back. I'm going to just sew it a little bit further. I'm not going to go all the way to the back. So the end of my piping is there, the end of my stitching is there, because when I've sewn the arm on, I'll be able to work out where this actually has to come to. I might need to cut that a little bit further back. This is the arm top. It's straight on the inside and curved on the out. Because I just wanted to be able to pick it up and sew it straight in, I left the selvage to denote where the base of the arm was. So this is the back. Pop that there for a sec. This is the inside arm. I want a definite ½ inch, if not more. By the time I put that on and then line the inside back up, there should be plenty of clear fabric at the back. I'll pop that on top like that at a slight angle. Underneath, I'm going to put a bit of silicone there. When it slides underneath, it should pick it up, pinch everything together underneath and back. I'm going to put a little bit more silicone on here and then I'm going to roll this onto the flat edge of the arm top. I have a clip and here I have a clip. I'm going to put those two clips together so I know how much space I have for this to roll into, adjusting as I go. because I don't want it to be rolling back. I don't want it to be rolling too far forward. Might have to go back over there. Continue pushing it into position. Now, I haven't let go of my 2 clips. I'm going to pull back slightly so I can get to that point. I'm going to put a little bit more spray on. Line my 2 clips so that they're where they need to be. And then bring everything into position, keeping the straight line straight and the shaped inside arm going into place. Now, I don't want to be pulling anything as such. I just want to make sure everything goes in. Which means I have to keep adjusting as I go. Especially as I get to that curve, because that curve has to be in that little section. If I straighten the underside out, it looks like that will just curve in quite nicely. So I'm going to let that be pulled in. I'll bring the back of the side into place so it can go on top. It has warped a little bit, but hopefully not too much. Let the inside arm roll onto the top of the arm, like that. It's almost on top of each other, which is where it should be. Pull a little bit on there to make sure it does, but not too much, because there's no shaping really on this. It just has to go in. Roll that onto there so it's nice and even. No pulling of any fabric, just holding it into place. It looks like that finishes around about here. I will sew to this point, but no further, and then back. I've just cut the piping back a little bit. I'm going to roll that down and mark that so it's along the edge there. And with this, bottoms together, I'm going to put that mark on here, like that. That's the mark I've just put in. I'm going to put that down there. This is the base of the front, which I'm going to line up there. I'm going to start a little ways back, but not too far, in case I need to alter that. I'm going to put some of this silicone down on there and slide all of that underneath there. Got the inside arm going onto the arm top. Hold everything in position and sew. Reverse a little ways and then on up. Pull that into position. I'm just going to guide it into place, adjusting it as I go. And then on down to the back. Now, I took out quite a bit on this side, so it should be fine. And that should come exactly where I need it to here. Put those into place and carry on easing this curve onto the straight. Take that off to the back like that, and then into shape. I'll go back and finish off. This is the outside back, and across the top I have a little V. That is where the back of the chair folds around, so my piping cannot go further than where that mark is. I can have some fabric there that will just be sewn in, but I don't want the actual piping to be beyond that point, so I'm going to bring it back slightly and slide it under here, and I'm going to start just a little ways forward and sew it. When I put the other side on, I had to make sure I finished at that point, because obviously if I'm putting the piping on top, it does vary to where I'm putting everything. And again, I'm going to sew this into place, allowing the fabric to turn around the top of the arm of the chair as it goes down to the front. Don't pull any of that fabric, just let it lay down and be pulled into place. I say this fabric is quite a loose weave, so it's easy to distort it as you're going along. I don't want to do that. This is the outside back. This comes around the back of the chair and into the side, and they had pre-sewn about 1/2 inch of the back into place, which I'm going to do now, just on a running stitch. Doesn't have to be exact, it just has to be in. Again, this is on a long stitch. I marked where it would finish. This part wraps all the way around into the chair, and the base here is put on the outside around around the chair frame at a different point. So I've taken a little bit more back on the outside arm, because what I want to do is to bring this up like that, where that V is. If it goes a little ways over, it's not going to be a problem, I don't think, but I really want to make sure that that's up at a right angle, like that. It's a little bit awkward to do, and reverse, so it doesn't move. The inside arm and the top of the arm, which I'm going to place there. Bring this down on top, and although that's a little bit loose, it'll be fine. So basically this has to go over 1/2 inch, and I'm going to sew from here forward. It's a little bit awkward to get everything into position, and especially as this is quite thick fabric. The original fabric was a lot thinner compared to this. Put a bit of spray on it, move it forward just a little bit, pull that forward there, and start sewing. Reverse the middle of the top and the middle of the top. So I'm going to put those two together and hold them. Now both of these are curved. I've got this one curving up and the other one curving round. So I'm just going to have to be very careful, inching my way around and adjusting where necessary, because I want them to come in line. As I had on the inside arms, they should straighten on top of each other as they come into position. And again, the front of the arm and the nick there, line those up. It is shaped, so bring it in and adjust it as you go. I'm coming around the front of the arm here, and I'm just going to ease that into position. On this side, come back into the top where it was the underside, because this is the top of the arm. Push that back. Here is my mark, so I need to come in to here, more or less where the end of that is, in a straight line. I think that's right. So reverse, needle down, foot up. I'm going to cut a little bit further in from that angle, not by very much, because this needs to go on top. This is the outside back, this is the top of the arm, and I am going to square that off as best I can from underneath. Raw sides together, put the foot down. I'm going to take some of this out like this, because it doesn't need to be there, just on the inside, because I don't want it too bulky. I'm not sure how all of this goes in. Foot's down, 1/2 inch seam allowance, back, and then forward to the center. Twist all of that back, foot's down, to the center of the seam, and then back. This goes down at the back. This will come round, and then that will hide anything that's going on there into the corner. So I'm coming in on the second side. I pull that all the way back up like I did originally when I was coming from the top down. I'm going from the bottom up this time. So I'm going to pull that into position, pull it hard round. Here's my mark where I need to turn everything. I'm going to take a little bit out of here. I think that's a little bit too much. These things are hit and miss, so I'm just going to snip that out along there to the end, so it still looks even. That should be enough. So this comes in straight. I know that this changes angle, and I will finish in line with there, just off the edge and then back. The needle's down, the foot needs to be lifted because I'm going to turn everything. I'm going to take a little bit more out of this side, swing this into position. It actually went in quite well. This is a loose weave, so it does react slightly differently. Pull that back there, keep everything in line. The foot's down. I'm going to go forward and back. Forward a little bit more so it stays in line. Needle down, just hold everything. What I did before, take out most of the flange from the piping because I don't need that in there. I don't have to worry too much because where it is really thin here, it's going into the seam that's going down. Turn all of that back because I had trouble with it. And all I'm going to do is stitch to the middle of the seam where the piping goes in. Stop there, I think. I don't want it pulling. Pull that out, swap it over. You just have to put things in the way you can. I'm going to start in the middle of this seam here, back, and and then forward and across. Just in case the seam goes like that, I want it as straight as possible. Let's see what this looks like. Take that out because I don't need that in there. I think it's gone in just as well as the other one. That will be folded down and stapled. Perfect. Need to take that out. I reused the original cover, cutting it back to fit, and then I put some Dacron over it, and when I push in, although it does go over, it doesn't have as sharp edge along here. I think that'll be fine. I've pulled it in really tight to the top, and that'll just soften that up a little bit. I'm going to lean that across the front and pull it back and into place. Because it's got fire retardancy sprayed onto it, it doesn't like to be pulled so much. Let's unwind that slightly and put it over the back here. And then I'm going to have to ease everything else where I need it. This will pull out in a minute. Down at the front and out to the back. Basically all I'm doing is manoeuvring all of this cover into place. Smooth that all the way down to the bottom. Pull that down and I'm going to wrap that around the leg. That comes more or less where it is on the other side. Cut that up just a little ways. I'm going to put a couple of staples just there. I can pull them out later if need to. Do a little bit more there so it goes down into here, and then I can start cutting and shaping that into position. The first area I'm really going to work on is here. I'm going to bring that up to where the shaping is there. Fold that over just a little bit so there's no loose ends and staple into position. Work my way over here. I just need it to be held. It will pull everything in to start off with while I work out any other positions I need to work on. I'll work towards the front as well, and then the inside arm is more or less done. Thank you for joining me on this project. I'm actually really pleased with the way it came out. There's a couple of things that are a little bit off at the moment. The first is I have not put the back down properly, so it's a little bit squiffy. This hasn't gone in, and I seem to think it was a bit loose anyway. There's also a little bar missing from behind here, and if that's reinstalled it might alter the way this is, but that's something I can do later. If you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe, hit the bell button, and a few thumbs up would be brilliant. And in the meantime, take care. See you later. Ciao.